Welcome, my friend. Seven Gray here. I have a little bit of a mystery. I don't know why my fuel mileage has dropped down from about 14 miles per gallon for diesel all the way down to about 5 miles per gallon going downhill. I filled up earlier this morning with diesel fuel in the step van. I typically wait till it gets to about half tank and then fill it up. Which is about 30 gallons. I think I probably have a 60-gallon tank, although the service manual doesn't indicate the size. I don't see any indication anywhere on the step van to know what size fuel tank I have. Anyway, I write down the mileage. I've not really calculated my fuel mileage for the last, probably 2 or 3 weeks, just because, I don't know, I've been lazy driving out of the gas station and just not doing it. In the past, I've kept a list like this and calculate my fuel mileage, and it's been 12, 11, 15, 14, 10, 14, 12, etc. So it rounds out about 13 miles per gallon, sometimes higher, sometimes lower. I've gotten as much as 18 miles per gallon with the step van over the last 15 months that I've had it. Well, I've not calculated the last several weeks. And so today I went and did a calculation of the last 3 fills, and something is going on. I don't know what it is. Here I'm getting 6 miles a gallon, 8 miles a gallon, 5 miles a gallon, 5 miles a gallon today. And this last one was going downhill, 5.3 miles per gallon. So something is going on that is killing my fuel mileage, and it's happened within the last 3 or 4 tanks of fuel that I filled up, so probably in the last 2 to 3 weeks. I'm trying to think of what might have happened during that time to cause the change in fuel mileage. And the only thing I can think of that I've done is install a new air filter, but I wouldn't think that it would cause a reduction by 50% in the fuel mileage. I know that I am due for an oil change. Normally I change my fuel filter when I do an oil change, which I think I'm just going to go ahead and do today and change the fuel filter and see if that makes a difference, because this is really dismally low on the fuel mileage, and here in the next day or two I need to drive from Colorado Springs down to Taos, New Mexico, where I'm headed to a van life gathering. So I'm going to try to go ahead and get the fuel filter changed and out of the way, and I'm sitting in a parking lot here in Colorado Springs outside of AutoZone. So I'm going to run in, get a filter, and then do this change. I decided to leave Colorado Springs and head south a little bit early, actually a day or two ahead of plan. That's because when I went into AutoZone and I came out, I saw a guy covering his windshield and all of his windows with cardboard and taping it down. And I found out that they expected a hailstorm in just a couple of hours, like an hour and a half, 2 hours from when I was there. So I immediately just started up the step van and started heading south. So now I'm in Pueblo here, and you can see giant thunderclouds behind me. Everything's black. It's looking pretty scary, and I'm just right on the edge of the storm. Looks like it's going to pass right by me, maybe get the edge of it. But I think I should be clear. I really hope so, because I don't want to go through another hailstorm like yesterday. Off in the distance there, you can see all the black clouds. It's just starting to come down over there, and it's looking pretty serious. I'm glad I'm here and not all the way over there. You can see the edge of the storm right over here. I didn't get the fuel filter changed when I was in Colorado Springs because I took off as soon as I heard about the hailstorm. Fortunately, it is 6:40 here now in Pueblo, Colorado, and it looks like the storm's just skirted past here just a little bit north. I've been watching the storm warnings. There was a hailstorm south and west of Pueblo, probably about 20 miles away. So this was sort of in a secluded pocket that missed all the storms today. I'm super thankful for that. Planning on hanging out here tomorrow to avoid the storms, even though the temperatures are hotter than I would like. It's in the upper 80s here. Anyway, so I took this opportunity right now to find a parking lot and to change the fuel filter. I'm hoping that this will affect the performance, the power for climbing hills, which I've been about half power, as well as my fuel mileage. that it will go up from that low amount that I quoted earlier back to what I've been used to in the 13 and 14 miles per gallon range. Let me show you what I'm working with right now. Here's my engine. This is a Cummins 6BT. It's a 6-cylinder, as you can see by the 6 little boxes there. And this is a 5.9. And the fuel filter is right over here in this little section right there. And that's the fuel filter that I replaced. And I think I've got it all in and snug, and it was not too bad, pretty easy. I'm actually sort of proud of myself because this is probably the 3rd or 4th time that I've changed my fuel filter, and I'm brand new to diesel mechanics and auto mechanics in general. Prior to my step van, pretty much all I ever did was put fuel in the vehicle and take it to a lube place to get all the oil change and everything else done that I didn't want to do. And really it's through finding these nitrate rubber mechanics gloves that I've been able to overcome this sort of little hurdle that I had, as well as just wanting to learn about maintaining my own vehicle, and it's part of that van life thing that I sort of challenged myself to do. I'm editing this video right now, and about maybe a week or so after this video, I finally figured out what was causing my miles per gallon to drop so drastically down from 13-14 miles per gallon down to 5 miles per gallon. Changed the fuel filter. That made no difference at all. And it was probably a week after that that I discovered and figured out that it was my odometer. My speedometer has not been working properly for quite a while. And along with that, and I didn't realize this, the odometer is now spinning really, really slow. When I'm driving 55, 60 miles an hour down the interstate, my speedometer will say that I'm going maybe 5 or 10 miles per hour. It is way, way off. And then I look down at the odometer and I watch the mile marker signs going along, and I notice that maybe I'm doing 1/10 of a mile or 1/2 of a mile for every mile. It just totally varies. But it's nowhere near accurate, and so that's what's causing it to be totally off, because my odometer reading would say that I've only gone maybe I don't know, 100 miles when I've gone 300 miles or something like that. And so that is the reason that my miles per gallon calculation was off, because I'm doing that based on the odometer. So anyway, mystery solved on that, but it took me quite a while to figure that out, and I was scratching my head to try to figure out what was wrong with the step van, and I'm pleased that I figured that out. I'm going to spend the night here in Pueblo. That's all I have for this episode. Thank you for watching. Savor the moment, and see you next episode.